Good morning, and welcome to the Africa Weekly Talk. Today's subject on the docket is something that it's very unfortunate, very unfortunate, but I have to talk about it. This is about the hate coming from all angles, in Africa about the Nigerians entertainment industry, especially the music industry. I mean, this Buga song by Kiss Daniel and Techno has taken the world by a big storm. It's all over the world. I mean, it's the number one Shazam music. It's the number one music all over Africa. And Kiss Daniel and Techno touring all over the world, live concert shows and everything. But for some reason, there are some people from other African countries, Ghana, South Africa, Zambia, Cameroon, Togo, all over Africa, Kenya, all over Africa. For some reason, it's become like a Nigerophobia in the sense that people complaining about how the Nigerians are dominating the Afrobeat music industry. And for some reason, it's created a lot of hate coming from all over Africans. That is the misguided notion by Africans towards another African country. Because the saddest part of it is that we were not angry, and we are not angry with all these European and Western cultures coming into Africa. Western music, American pop music, American rock and roll, American hip hop. But for some reason, now that Nigerian music is moving all over the world, it's all over the world right now. Now that's the music. I mean, basically, that is what is going on around the world today. Whether you're in America or you're in Europe, Nigerian music is on top. Instead of we fellow Africans to embrace it, rather, we have fellow Africans, some from Ghana, some from other African countries, talking about who came up with Afrobeats and all that nonsense. Does it really matter who came up with Afrobeats? As a matter of fact, Afrobeats originally was made by Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti was the first person who basically came up with Afrobeat. And he started Afrobeat with the Nigerian music, Juju music. So that's how Afrobeat came into existence. First created by Fela Kuti with the Nigerian Yoruba cultural music of Juju music. And he started playing these songs, Afrobeat songs were in the 70s. And you go to Europe and all over America, back in those days, everybody knew about Fela. He was the most popular African musician in the world at that time, outside of Mary Makiba and one or two people. But Fela was known, especially with the percussions and all that stuff. So this notion that somehow some people want to make a big issue of who created an Afrobeat, whether it's Nigerian or it's Ghana or it's Kenya or South Africa, all that nonsense. Man, cut it out. It doesn't even make sense. If Nigeria is on top of the entertainment industry right now, the music industry, and you have a Nigerian music all over the world, we as Africans have to embrace it. We have to embrace it because once Nigeria makes it to the world, other African countries will also follow. So fellow Ghanaians, fellow South Africans, fellow Kenyans, Zambians, Cameroonians, all of African musicians will also have the opportunity to break through in especially America and Europe. So we don't have to be hating because Nigeria is making it big in the music industry around the world. No, stop it. Cut that out. Cut it out. It doesn't even make sense. Because as Africans, everything that is good for any African country should be embraced by other Africans. Because Africans will always have to unite for us to be able to move in this world. Because other than that, we are not going to go anywhere. So let's cut this out. Let's cut this hatred towards Nigeria coming from all angles. especially coming from some Ghanaian musicians. I mean, making some dumb statements about who created Afrobeat and all that nonsense. First of all, Afrobeat originally was created by Fela Kuti. Period. There's no ifs and buts about that. It was Fela Kuti who created Afrobeat. But that doesn't even make any difference. At the end of the day, if Ghana is playing Afrobeat, if South Africa is playing Afrobeat, if Cameroon is playing, it doesn't matter. Okay? Let's look at it this way. All music that we know in this world came from Africa. Period. Whether you talk about rock and roll, country music, jazz, R&B, go-go, blues, all of it, name it. At the end of the day, this American pop music came from the African slaves that were sent to America. It was the slaves that started playing, what do you call it, African rhythm, with the drums and everything. Like the old saying, every sound of the drum you hear is an African beat. So if you look at music generally, the music that we call music today, with all these drums, with all this percussion and all this stuff, it's African. It's African. It doesn't matter which part of Africa it came from. It's African, period. Because slaves came from different parts of Africa. But whilst they were being enslaved on the plantations, they came up with the music. And it is out of this music that became the music that you hear today in America. Pop, rock and roll, blues, jazz, go-go, and R&B. All of these songs that today we hear came from the African slaves that were enslaved in America, period. So let's cut this out about Nigerian music and who came up with Afrobeat and all that nonsense. If you want your country to develop in the music entertainment industry, and Nigeria has taken the lead to open the market for other African countries, let's learn from what the Nigerians have done. That's all we have to do. Let's learn to market ourselves. Just like the way the Nigerians have been able to market themselves, that today you come to America radio stations. I'm talking about America radio stations, and I've been in America for quite a long time. Okay? I've been in America for quite a long time. I never heard, back in the day, an African music being played on American radio station. But today, tune in Washington, D.C. metro area. Go to New York. Go to L.A. Go to Houston. Go to Miami. You hear African music on the mainstream American radio stations. So if that is what the Nigerian music industry have been able to do to penetrate into the American music industry, look, let's embrace it. Let's embrace it so that all of other African countries, also music, can also break through. Because if without one African country breaking through, it's going to be very difficult. And Naija, like they always say, Naija, they carry last. And look, talking about Nigerians are basically go-getters. Okay, they are go-getters. They have this can-do attitude, which is part of the Nigerian DNA. It's in their DNA. It's embedded in Nigerians. Nigerians don't give a damn about what you think about them. They market their culture. That is one thing you other African countries have to realize. Nigerians market their culture. They don't shy away from who they are as people. They are very proud people. You talk to an American in America and you mention, oh, you are from Nigeria, and you mention another African country, and you see the way they look at you. Nigeria, they always say, oh man, those guys are aggressive. Those guys are very good. Those guys are this. Those guys are that. Because that is how Nigerians are. They don't shy away from who they are. And if you look at this Buga music and look at even the Buga video, just look at the video. Look at the way the video was perfectly shot. It was perfectly shot in the sense that it showed the culture of the people. It didn't show only the nicer side of Nigeria. It showed everything. And that is how Nigerians are. They always market themselves for people to like it, regardless of where you're coming from. This music is trending even in India. And nobody cares. They don't even understand the language. But they like the music. They like the rhythm. So let's cut this hate out, okay? Let's cut this hair out, because at the end of the day, Nelson Mandela even said that Africa will rise if Nigeria rises. Africa can never rise without Nigeria. This is a quote from Nelson Mandela. So if Nigeria today has set the tone for the music industry to hit all cylinders all over the world, as Africans, please, let's embrace it. Let's learn from what the Nigerians have done, and then let's follow their lead, so that we can also develop our local music industries, so that they can also be in the position that the Nigerian music industry is in today. I mean, look, for instance, there's a TV show in America called Bob Loves Abisola. Abisola is a Nigerian woman. She speaks pidgin. She speaks with a thick accent. This is a TV show in America. Okay, this is a TV show with a guy, Bob, who happens to be a white dude, who is in love with Abisola, who is a Nigerian woman. And it's on what channel is it on in America? CBS. CBS is one of the premier channels in America. As a matter of fact, it used to be the #1 top channel in America, and it's still one of the top channels in America. If you ever heard of Walter Cronkite, yes, that was CBS. CBS was Walter Cronkite, that was CBS. And this is CBS, prime time on Mondays. Bob Loves Abisola. And it's a Nigerian. It talks about Nigerian food, talks about Nigerian culture, they wear the Nigerian clothes, and this is in America. So now the Nigerians have this can-do attitude that most Africans don't have. So don't blame the Nigerians for selling themselves great to the world, and the world embracing it. Okay? It's not their fault if they are smart enough, they're intelligent enough to know how to market themselves. Don't blame them. Because, for instance, I heard on one of these social media stuff that there were some Ghanaian musicians, some Ghanaian people calling for the ban of Nigerian music in Ghana, all that nonsense. Are you kidding me? You're going to ban Nigerian music in Ghana as if like it's going to affect Nigeria. Please, give me a break. Ghana, you're a small country, okay? Okay, don't get over yourselves. You're a small country. Nigeria don't need Ghana music or Ghana market. They have made it big outside of Africa. They don't need Ghana market to do anything. Okay, rather use that misguided energy that you guys have to build your entertainment industry so that you can also become like what Nigerians have been today. So this notion that somehow we have to calling for banning of Nigerian music and of movies and all that nonsense, cut it out. Cut it out. If you want to be heard, if you want your music to be heard, if you want your movies to be seen all over the world, please, what you have to do is you learn from somebody who has perfected theirs and become better, and you also do the same thing so that you can also become better. That's how you develop. You don't develop by hating somebody who has become better. You develop by learning from them. So that is what you guys have to do, and stop that nonsense about bandits and bandits and all that bull crap. Okay? Now, there was another lady from Zambia. She was also on one of these, whether TikTok or one of these social media networks. And she was basically also talking some nonsense about how Nigerians, it's all about the money and all that crap. What else is it about? What else is it about? Do you think American superpower that you call America as a superpower, do you think it was just because Americans had arms and had biggest economy in the world? No. The American superpower, Americans marketed their culture. Okay? You go all over the world. Everybody playing hip-hop. Back in the 80s, you go all over the world, everybody playing Michael Jackson. Everybody dancing moonwalk, Michael Jackson. All because it was America marketing their culture. And that is one area America dominated on the world stage. It dominated not just economically, it dominated on the world stage on both economically, entertainment-wise, whether the movie industry or the music industry. So if Nigeria is taking the same page of what America used to dominate the world, look, as Africans, please, let's embrace it. That's the right strategy by the Nigerian people. Okay, let's embrace it. Let's rather encourage it. Let's all support it. Okay, after Nigeria supported, the guy, Master KG of South Africa last year, or couple of years ago, when he came out with Jerusalem. It was all over the world. Nigeria supported it. Nigeria supported South African music. I mean, the thing about this is this. Like I said, let's stop hating on our fellow Africans. Period. Let's stop doing that. Let's cut that nonsense out. Let's support every African music industry, regardless of the country. As far as they make it to the world stage, let's all support it. Let's stop this divide and conquer nonsense where we picking on each other. Who did this first and who did it last? It doesn't matter. Whoever came up with Afrobeat first or Afrobeat 20 years ago or 100 years ago, it doesn't matter. Like I said from the beginning, music as we know today, okay, music with the drums, with the percussion, all came from Africa, period. Music did not come from Europe, all right? It did not come from America. It came from Africa because the slaves were the ones who introduced the drums, okay? The percussion, all of that. You go to Latin America, go to Cuba, go to Mexico, go to Colombia, go to Venezuela, go to Brazil. All their music, the percussion, the drums, all were introduced by the slaves. So at the end of the day, it all started from the motherland. Okay? So if today we have a motherland country, Nigeria, leading the way, and all over the world with their Afrobeat music, let's go ahead and support the brothers and sisters. Let's not be jealous and envious of who did this and who did that. It doesn't make sense. We are, as Africans, are one people, okay? We are Africans as one people in the world and against the world. So let's stay together and let's promote ourselves and let's make our music and the entertainment industry in general very economical. Because at the end of the day, that also builds our economy, okay? If we're talking about music, let's move to what you call movies. I mean, Nigeria movie, Nollywood, is the number 3 biggest movie industry in the world. I mean, can you imagine that? Nollywood is the number 3 biggest movie industry in the world. And when did Nollywood start? You forgot, I don't know if you guys remember, the Chinese have been doing movies with all the Chinese population, you know? But where is the Chinese movies industry? Hollywood is number 1. The Indian Bollywood is number 2. And now Nigeria is number 3 in the world. So the Nigerians are coming. Okay, so fellas, brace yourself. Okay, they are coming. You know, there'll be a time they'll be dominating pretty much everything. Just last week, we had our great sister, Tobia Musan, win the 100-meter hurdles at the world event in Oregon. Okay, and they smashed all these records at the Commonwealth. All right, a couple of months ago, BET Awards, Wizkid won award, first time, okay, Nigerian musician, African musician, Wizkid won award with Afrobeat. Okay, so brace yourselves. So those who are there thinking about how to hate or bash Nigeria, brace yourself. You can't stop Nigeria. That's the bottom line. You can never stop Naija man. Like they always say, Naija know they carry last. You can't stop Naija. Naija, it's in their DNA. You come to America. I can speak of America because I live in America. You go to the basketball, the best basketball player today. What's his name? Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nigeria. Okay, now you talk about the old days. You have Olajuwon, who was also the best at that time. As a matter of fact, Olajuwon was even chosen number 1 right out of college before Michael Jordan. Okay, and then you talk about National Football League in America. You have what is there, Brian Rappo. You have what do you call the guy's name? The Acho brothers, Samuel and Emmanuel Acho. I mean, I can go on and on to mention so many names. All right. And then even recently, I also saw a clip by, what's the guy's name? Bill O'Reilly, talking about he didn't even know that you come to Harvard Business School in America. 25% of the Harvard Business School graduates or enrollees are Nigerians. Bill O'Reilly, if you guys know Bill O'Reilly, go Google him. He said that. He said he didn't even know. I mean, in America, all the black doctors, the number one black doctors, majority of the black doctors in America today are Nigerians. Okay? The richest black person on earth, Nigerian. Okay? The what do you call it? You look at the what's the guy's name? Business. You look at the biggest, the biggest what do you call refinery being built is being built in Nigeria. So fellas, Niger people, they are here to stay. They ain't going nowhere. So cut it out. So let's unite economically. If you cannot unite as a continent in terms of culturally or as countries, at least economically, let's unite as Africans economically when it comes to anything economics. Okay, because at the end of the day, when one African country opens the door, it gives the opportunity for other Africans to also go through that door. So let's cut out this hate. Let's not hate Nigerian entertainers or the Nigerian music industry just because they are on top today. Tomorrow, it might be some musicians from South Africa. It might be from Kenya. It might be from Cameroon. It might be from Ghana. Okay, so let's support our brothers and sisters of Niger. Okay, at the end of the day, that is what we all need as Africans. Okay, I'm not going to go too much deep again about this issue, but I was very disappointed when I saw some of these clips talking about how people in Ghana are calling for the banning of Nigerian music and movies and all that stuff and all that nonsense. And some people claiming that Afrobeat, this came from here and all that BS. Fela Kuti, he was known internationally. As a matter of fact, talking about Fela Kuti was inducted into the Hall of Fame of rock and roll. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame of rock and roll in America. Okay? With the Afrobeat that Fela Kuti was playing in the 70s, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in America just this year. All right? So shout out to all my Niger people. God bless you guys and continue the hard work. And, more things are coming. So brace yourself. Niger all the way. All right? So if it's Sunday, it's the African Weekly Talk. God bless you guys. And God bless you guys with a good week. And I'll see you guys next week. So have a good day. Peace and love.